Okay, it seems like we're recording. I've come up with a program here. I used Microsoft Excel to write this program on how to predict the pick three lottery numbers. You could as well. I could use that also in picking up the Powerball and Megamillion as well. Now, for example, here July 7th, we try to predict the position. They usually it comes in three different positions: position one, two, and three. And so just for this demonstration video, I'm going to show you how this works, how I did it. Over here we have the interplane. It's in the yellow. That's for position one, two, and three. You just to demonstrate and show you. And then it goes all the way. You have two, you have three, you have four, you have yada yada yada. And it goes all the way to zero, right there. Okay, so I'm just going to demonstrate how I work this video here at the boards right here. It took me about 6 months to get all this down, but I finally got it down where, you know, it actually played out very well. And he goes on, this the playing for position three there. Okay, so you get the drift. And I'm going to explain to you what all this means here. These are just the dates. These are the board where I record all my past results right up here. These are the past results for the day. Right here it says day, P3 day. So we're gonna try to predict position one, two, and three for the dates July, and then go up here, go to my enter pane, and then go down here to my board. It's where it just says these are the lapse periods. For example, number three is gone 10 lapse period, and then it hit, and it starts all over again for the number two. It's no 17 lapse period, and then it hit, and then it starts all over again, yada yada yada. So you get the idea. So let's go up here and go up to my total sum. That's my total sum right here. This is total sum. This is just sum of the total sum. This right here is the sum base. It's the base of the total sum, and this is just an indicator. Minus, plus, up and down, yada yada yada. Consecutive numbers, 3 and 8 means just take it in and out. That's what T is for. So let's get started. So what I do is I go up here and I get the last 10 periods: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Copy that. Go up here, paste that there. Go to my indicator. Next one over. Copy that. Stay here. Come down here. The number 24. I sum it up to 6. 2 and 4 is 6. I come up here. My last hit period was a 72 right there. I put a 72 in there. I come down and I run all the results. And right here, let's see, let me move these up just a little bit. It's kind of hard to work with these screens, but it's a little too small. Okay, I come up here, and my first position, I enter position one, and watch that change on the 82 change. Change to 67, so he's just gone down to -5. So I record that 67 minus 5 there. 67 minus 5. To my number two, do the same thing in the first position. 76 plus 4, 76, 4. The number three, do the same thing, just run it through all the way to 0, 79, 7. Now, if you notice uh, right up here, 7, 7, and another 7 there, that's all consecutive there. So, most likely, I'll let you know what I'll do with that. So take that 3, that'll be 79, 7. Record set 7, 79, 7. Do the 4, do the same thing. 73, 1. 73, 1. Do the 5. Let's run through this real quick. and I got an 88. 88. Go to 6, do the same thing. 62 minus 10. 62 minus 10. Go to 7. Number 7, the position, first position. 69 minus 3. 69 minus 3. Go to number 8. I really like to rush through this, just rush through. This is the boring part right here. 81 9. 81 9. Go to 9. Number 9 is 775. So 7 plus 5. Go to the final is 0, which is the end of the digits. 74. 74 2. 74 2. Okay, now we're done with that part. Now I'm gonna look on my the highest minus number is a 10, and then it was a 9. The numbers always go with the highest negative number and with a 9. And on the sum side, that's when I'm doing the Mega Million, the Powerball. It always goes with an 8 and the highest negative number. So we're taking out, these are the numbers right here. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. On the sum side, the 0 is not, it doesn't include, it just goes to 9. So we're taking the highest digit, which is number 6, with a minus 10, and the 8 with a 9. So we take the minus 10, go up here, the very top, put a minus 10 there, and the 9 there. Just input. When it's yellow, that means it tells me I need to input it. So minus 10, and I just enter there 9. That's it, we're done with that. I come out here to TSL, it throws sum last. There's a 43 there, just enter 43 there. Come out here, enter 420 there. Then come to transitional, which is the red mark here. It says 213. It's actually input as the lowest of the highest except for 9. So I just go there 1, 2, 3. And then copy the number 33. Down in that little yellow box there, 33. That's it. We're done with that. We go up here to give me a benchmark. 0 and 6 is 7, and a 7 there. 8 and 7 is 15, which is 6, and a 6 there. And then this right here is 18. It's got to match exact up here. Number 144, if you add 1 and 4, is 5, and 5 and 4 is 9. I cannot enter 9 because it's got to match in the double digits. So actually it's 14 plus 4 is 18. I enter 18 there. We're done with that. Now on this part right here, I have to choose. There's a left side, that's the low side, and the high side. So in this case, we choose the lesser of it. Seven is at least 6 is lesser than 7. So the high side is 57, and it's a 0. Actually, 0 is equals to, right, just like the indicator say here, 0 is equals to 9. Because 9 doesn't carry any value and 0 doesn't carry any value. So 9 is equals to 9 is equals to 0, and 0 is equals to 9. So there's a 0 value there. And so the number 57, and we're looking for number 9. So go up here. We enter number 57 right up in there. And then back here, down here, we look for what input. It says MPT, that's input. What correlates to what number adds to the number 9 on the right side or on the left side. There's 87, which is 15, 79, which is 16, 72, which is 9. I can use that. That's 57, which is 12, 64 is 10, 72, that's 9. So I can use the 72. So I enter my 72 there, come down here. Then now here I have on the first one that's on the low side. I have to have you sum up the digit of 144, which is 1 plus 4 is 5. That's just the first sum. The first, this is first F sum, first sum. And then on the back end, which is this part here, the back end of 144 is 4. I enter 4 there. There's no differentiate. That means if I use the higher number and I want to reduce it to what I needed up here, then I will enter it here. But there's no, we got all that we wanted here, which is number 9 here. And equal to 972, 9. So come down here, add mid. Add the mid is just the number between the first and the last, which is 4. So we enter 4 here. So now we have till 517. Come up here, we enter 5 in there, we have 17 in there. Now we're done with that part. Now we'll come to this part. So the sum base of all the numbers, and right here is 80. We look for the highest number here, there's 81, and the lowest number is 62. So we'll come up here, 81. We'll clear that now, we don't need it anymore. Come down here, 81, 62, which gives us the value of 48. You come up here, since we use the higher side is red, the low side is 17. And we say it was what? 648. So we 48, 71. We enter 48 on the high side, 71, 48. You also 119. We come up here again, 119. We add 13 to that. 119 at 13 gives 132. Follow me so far? 132. So come down here, we enter 132. In there, you sum of 132 is 6. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. We enter 6 here. Now we have to balance it out. On the balance is 34. Watch this right here. On this negative number, that little 11 there, minus whatever, till closer to 0. We got to balance out to 0. 34 didn't balance it out. Let's go 35. We didn't balance it out. Let's go 45. It's too high. Let's go to 43. 0. See, that's 0 right there. So that's cool. So we use 43 as a balancing number. And then underneath it is 89. 8 plus 9 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. We enter 8 here. Now we have to come up with the final balance, which is the base balance, which is number 48. We try to match this 19 to 48. So come up here, and we start with a higher number. A 77, that's too high. Come down to 35, is too low. 49, so 66, right about there should give us 48. So right here, 48, 48, it bounces out, it gives us a value of 29. We'll come down here, we enter 29 there, and then we sum up the 129. 1 plus 2 is 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 9 is 12, which sums up to 3. We enter 3 there. On this side we 7. On the negative side we enter 7 plus 1 is 8. We enter 8 there. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. We enter 5 there. And of course, everything adds to 9 is the number itself. So 2 plus 5 is 7. So we enter 7 there. Come down here. 9 plus 2 is 11, which gives us a 2. Here we're going to be looking for the least number. And that's a 3 plus 3. 9 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 8 is 7. I've been doing this for so long that I can add it up in my head. That's 3. And 9 and 1 is 1. We go up here. 5 and 2 is 7, plus 1 is 8. And right down here, we're looking for the least number. And we see that the very first position is number 1 is the least number, which correlates with 132. We go up here, take 132, and add it right there to the modular separator. Okay, that's the modular separator. That's what that is right there, 80, 85. So say it was a 129, 129 and 85. So 129 and 85, we'll go up here, tabulate it, we add them up. 129, 85 gives us the value of 214. So 214 for one right here. So 67, which is this number right here, 67. And down here, enter 67 here. And then we said it was 214. We came up with 214, and the value it gives us was 5.07. We enter it as 507. And on the bottom side, we have a 147. We enter as 147. And that should give us our code we need to enter up here. And the code was 345. You round 0.45, so 0.50. So it'd be 3.5. So we enter 35 in there, and that should gives us a code. And then now on this right here, the right side and left side, we have to update that. 79, 73, 67, 55, enter there, 61, and 67. Now we'll come up to the board right up here. So anything that matches this right here, the number 18, if this was a negative number right here, the 18 was a negative, minus negative 18, then we'll be looking in the board, in the middle board here, at a negative number. So everything is all positive. It matches positive, positive. Right here is the pretty much, I call it the bullseye. Right here is what we want to focus our attention on to pick out our numbers. Right up here in that red zone. The green zones are the upper mark, and the blue zones are the lower mark. So basically, I'm looking in the red zone right in there, now right there. I mean, the other zones, okay. If it's right up here, that's way too high zone. We don't pick numbers from there unless it's a zero. That's a bullseye target. But if it's a number one or minus one, then we'll omit it. And then on the lower end of the spectrum there, it's a zero. So we're basically picking the number three. That's number three right there. Zero matches number three. Since number one is a zero on the high spectrum on the lowest spectrum. So we'll pick number one, we'll pick number three, we'll pick number four, especially number four is right in the target zone red. Now number five, we could pick if we want to, but it depends on your budget. For me, I'm so good at it and I don't even need it. I have enough bankroll that I already know what you do. So if I was like stretching that, then I'm, I cannot cover it, then I might pick five. But in this case, I just omit five because it's just a one. I'm looking for the zeros. That's my bullseye. Number six is a one in the red zone. I'll miss it. Number one, zero. The number zero there's the red zone. The number one. Okay. So these are the numbers we pick. It will be zero in the first position. The first position will be zero, six, five, four, three, one. Now, if you notice on the one is a negative, 67 minus 5. If you notice on the 6 is 62, it's 10. And if you notice 0 is 74, 2. And B is 79, 7. And 4 is 73. These are all positive numbers, okay? Now, if you go back here again to the board, I wanted a positive because the reason I want a positive right here, I want a positive right here because look, the consecutive is drop down -6, -8, -1, it pick back up 7, it drop down again. So the consecutive minus is pretty, back to back, pretty much tells me the next number I'm gonna pick. I'm looking in the positive end of it. Okay, positive right here. It's gotta be positive. So I'm trying to avoid the negatives. So let's go back to that again. So go up here. So number one's got a negative. So I'm gonna forfeit number one. Let it go. Number three, it's got a positive 7. I'm gonna keep 3. Number four, it's got a positive 1. I'm gonna keep 4. Number 5, like I say, is on the high zone, green high, low zone. I could pick if I want to, but not necessarily. Now number six right here, it's got a negative. I'm gonna forget it because I'm looking for a positive. So it says 1. So I'm gonna throw 6 out. And number 0, I would have thrown 0 out with a 1, but number 1 is in the red zone. That's another one. And number 2 is a positive number. So final numbers for the first position is going to be 0, 4, and 3. That's it, folks. We're done. Anyway, there's more to it. I just give you pretty much a rundown of how it works. And if I want to get a little technical with it, I mean, like especially on the blue zone right here, I could pretty much say, okay, well, F1 out. Pretty much F1. F1 means F1 out. F1 out means just F1 double digits out. I want to go to like 9 is a single digit. I want to be in the single. Okay, I could go get real technical if I really want to analyze what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna get into that right now. And also, there's this order right here where it says, let me see if I can highlight it there. It says the B. If you look at it here, it says the B612 out. and then the 5 6 X out. Basically, all that is on this total sum, the numbers on the back end of the total sum, like for example, 2 2 2, then you have 1 6 6 6. I'm gonna get rid of those in my numbers selection, because the TX5, for example, T5 5 6 6 6. I'm gonna get rid of those because it's just a consecutive, it's showing me also because five is translated to six and it's going to seven. Most likely it's on the upswing. That's the reason it's going to be on the plus side also. So I'm going to get rid of anything six or five. Now on the back end of it, which is the sum base on the right side of it, all these numbers right here. Let me highlight it real quick. I got an 8 4 9 out. Okay, which means it's just too much eight and nine and fours in here. So if I'm going to select my numbers, anything in the total sum base right up here. These are my sum base right here. I'm going to get rid of them. You know. So on this case, 8 4 9. Let me look at the numbers I chose. Some days there's a 9 in there, 79. So I might just throw number three out. What I say, 8 4 9. Okay, number four. It's a positive. It's in the kill zone, zero, and so I'm gonna keep it. 8 4 9, 8 4 9, 8 4 9. There's a four. I'll kill four if I want to, but it's in the red zone. See, once it's in the red zone, it's almost impossible to kill. The only reason I'll kill this six in the red zone is because it's a negative. I could kill three if I want to because it didn't meet the criteria. Now zero, I could kill four because there's 8 4 9 in there. I could kill four if I want to, but it's kind of hard to kill because number one, its indicator is a positive two, and plus it's a positive 18 matches a positive one. Is in the kill zone, red zone. So I'm gonna choose my final selection will be the number zero and the number four in that order. That's it. So let's go to the pick 3 day position for the 17th July 17, and the number actually was in the first position. There it is, zero. So yeah, if I would have picked 0 4, it would have been 0 4, just like that. Let me illustrate it. Let me put it this way. I got it in my wheel system too. I usually use that for P1, P2, P3. You know. So on my first position, I put zero, I list zero and one. My second position, I list my numbers there, like 3 4 2, whatever. 3 4 2. My third position, I could list 8 7 and 9, however many numbers I picked out there. And if I wheel it, the way you wheel it right here is you come up here, you take that, you copy it, you drop it down, you take the very first line arrow, go right there, you go right there, you drop it, you bring four down. Next to it, you take the third one, you bring it down. Oops. Drop it down, bring four, you drop four down. You take two, you drop it down. You do the same thing with the back end. You drop it down, you take two, you copy it down. Zero, that's it. That's how you wheel. It's very easy to wheel. You take four, you drop it down on four. You take two, the second and third position, copy it, drop down, drop down. That's it. Now, if you get even more, then I could sum it all up to get my sum to actually narrow it down to what really number of all these numbers I really want to pick. It goes all the way up, and I could run just like I run the first position. I'm gonna run it up to do with the first position, second position, third position, and on the sum position, I'm gonna run the back end of it, which is the back end is three, and then I'm gonna run it again to see if I get it because one plus three, whatever gives me four, that's what I'm gonna pick. That's how I run it. So anyway, and in this case, the number for July 7th was let's see, 028 right there. Those were my numbers for July. So folks, there you have it. That's how you run. That's how you pick the numbers in the pick three system. And I just it's funny because I did for the evening draw and I actually walked away with $500. It's pretty cool. So enjoy.